Hello, beautiful patriots.
Hello, patriots, nons,
Like, are
digital
you there,
soldiers, and
Joel?
proud deplorables.
This is Carrie.
This is Joel
And we are the Quiet Boys.
of Truth.
Guitarzan!
Yeah, big shout out.
Shout out to Guitarzan.
Thank you, brother, for letting us use that song.
We are so amazed that you are letting us use your music because it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And we love you. And so, yeah, huge shout out to Des from Guitarzan.
Mm-hmm.
And whoa, what's happening here?
So,
all right. So, yeah, check out Dez's YouTube channel, Guitarzan. We're going to leave that link for you guys in the description. You can also contact him on Instagram or let's see, Facebook. His music is also available on pretty much any digital media source like iTunes or Spotify or any of those guys. So we will leave some of those links for you guys.
Very talented, patriotic musician. Love that dude.
That. Yeah. We love you, Des.
Absolutely. Much love, brother.
All right.
So what are we going to talk about today, Carrie?
Well, there are a bunch of Q posts, guys, and things are getting I don't even know. Every time I say they're getting crazier.
They're getting crazier.
Things are getting crazier.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, and you know how the other day Nancy Pelosi said that they were gonna something about arrows in their quiver.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, well, I think the mainstream media is, if they're not out of arrows, they must be running out of arrows because they've sure been slinging a lot of them lately.
Sure seems that way.
At QAnon. So, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. So
yeah, we forgot to say hi to everybody.
Yeah, hi everybody. Welcome to our show.
We're so excited about Guitarzan that we forgot to say hi, and we love you. And welcome.
Absolutely. Much love, Patriots. Thank you for being here with us. Okay, so do we want to just jump right into the Q post then?
I think that's what we're gonna do.
That's the plan, Stan, right? Okay. Well, then let me get this shared here.
I hope everybody is doing well out there, staying safe, not staying breathing safe, in any staying smoky healthy air. Yep, healthy, safe.
Absolutely.
Happy.
Yes.
Excited.
Big deal. Stay happy.
About everything that's happening because, honestly, guys, it really is exciting. Things are happening.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that we left off on post 4741 because we hadn't read that one yet, right? That came in after we
yes, that looks right. Yeah. So that was from the 22nd at 3:03.
Absolutely. So do you want to take that one? There's actually looks like a couple articles there that we can look at.
So the first one there, it's a Business Insider article, and it's basically Nancy Pelosi slamming Facebook for basically allowing QAnon to have accounts at all, and anybody in the movement to have an account and say anything at all, basically. So you want to click on that? We can just kind of
absolutely
summarize it or just go through a little bit of it. Yeah, it says Nancy wonders how top Facebook employees can look themselves in the mirror because they make money off of poison.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, don't point that finger. You don't know where that finger's been.
I actually agree with her on that. However, we're not the poison.
Right.
Right. Yeah. All right. So scroll down a little bit.
We're the antidote.
Keep going. Yeah. So she's basically blasting Facebook over the prevalence.
The prevalence.
Prevalent. Oh gosh, I sound like her. Good morning.
Perfect. Oh, good morning. Sunday morning. What was that, guys? You remember that? Oh my stars.
Over the prevalence of posts touting the right-wing conspiracy theory movement, QAnon. Let's see.
Did we go down?
Yeah, see. Let's see. Yeah, she's basically just saying she holds Facebook accountable for any QAnon content which appears on their site because, free speech. What is she talking about?
Because, scared, very scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's worried that
yeah.
it's gonna ruin her precious little election. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it would for sure.
It's already, yeah.
So what's it
It's
say
ruined.
here? Pelosi
Sorry.
made the comments in an interview with that
Mhm.
Kara Swisher lady
Yeah.
on the first episode. Okay.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, oh, you can keep going. It says she brought up Facebook's role in the election right down there, that paragraph right there.
Oh, Pelosi also brought up Facebook's role in the 2016 election. Another time it was accused of insufficient moderation ahead of an election. The special counsel Robert Mueller found that Russian operatives significantly used Facebook in its campaign to interfere with the election.
Whatever.
All right,
Okay,
sure.
yeah, I don't even want to read any more of this.
I just don't know how much of this I'm buying anymore.
Well, if you
Coming from Pelosi anyway.
wait till you guys see the next link that we're gonna click on here. So before we click on that one, Q says, have you ever witnessed a full-blown international mainstream media constant barrage counterattack regarding a conspiracy? Simple logic answers the question. So yeah, this one's crazy. Click on that, Joel.
All right. Hey, welcome, Selkie. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
Thank
how
you.
you doing? Welcome.
All right. Oh, so look what we got
Look at
here.
this, guys. This goes
Ooh.
on. You can keep scrolling for days, Joel.
This was 1 hour ago.
So I've read probably about,
zoomed in here.
I don't know, 8 or 9 of these, guys, and I should have been more organized about it and kept track, because now I don't know which ones I read and which ones to refer to. You get the gist, though. Keep scrolling. Let's just show them how many there are.
Wow.
This is all
They're just
slamming QAnon.
really beating the brakes off it now, aren't they?
I'm telling you, man, they are out of arrows. They're out of arrows, because look at all these arrows.
Well, they're not even
have more arrows in that quiver.
It's like they're not even using arrows anymore. It's just sticks.
It's like,
they're just throwing sticks.
A lot of these, they say the same things over and over again, as is their tactic, as we know.
Wow. This is an all-out assault. They must be scared.
It is. It's an assault.
They must be scared.
Serious. Like with their whole
guacamole.
Words that they're using that are, weaponized.
Right.
This really is like it's an assault. That's the right word. Is that all of them?
No, there's more.
Yeah, see, no, like just show everybody how, I mean, I told you can scroll for days.
Geez, and you thought the rabbit holes you jumped down were deep.
Right?
Look at that.
They're like going crazy here. They're like so worried about this. They are so worried about this that
there are hundreds of those articles, Octavius.
They're worried because they know that the world is waking up.
Yeah.
We're waking up.
Mm-hmm.
They can't lie to us anymore. They can't lie to us.
Well, they can, but they can't. As easy to now.
We don't believe it anymore.
Okay, well, that's the bottom of the page, but
geez, how long did it take you to get
I don't know. Let me get back up. I'm going as fast as I can.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Did you want to watch that one about, I thought it was interesting. Why are so many women falling for QAnon or whatever it says?
Watch it? Is it a video?
It's a video. Well, there's an article and a video, like a lot of these. Oh yeah, that one.
From CBS, huh?
CBS, yeah.
Okay. Well, let me get this, before we do that, hold on a second.
People came and they met.
Give me just a second. Let me get it set up optimally for you guys. All right, looks like we are. Okay, perfect.
All right, that was an ad, so you can like move through that one.
This is an ad?
Yeah.
Love those ads. Oh my word. Okay.
They felt comfortable. Is what we did with COVID. You felt safe, and if you were safe, you could be joyful.
You gotta like watch the whole stupid thing.
All right, guys.
I don't want to make you guys watch an ad.
So you're just gonna click out of it?
I kind of want to, but
okay.
I'll let you guys.
Everybody has a Googans, and almost half of those
sorry for the torture.
they could close if people don't do something.
It's only like
we have to keep our communities together. That's how we get through this.
Hey, it's over. Ad is over.
It took so long.
Oh my gosh.
A recent survey found a majority of Americans who have heard of the collection of baseless conspiracy theories known as QAnon say it's bad for the U.S. The formerly fringe conspiracy theories have repeatedly been debunked. Still, QAnon continues to manifest its mainstream influence online and in American politics. And it's not just confined to the U.S. A researcher from the U.K. who chronicles QAnon recently wrote about its reach on an international level, especially with women. Annie Kelly wrote that opinion piece for the New York Times and joins me now. She is a researcher of anti-feminist and far-right digital culture. Annie, welcome. Thanks very much for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
So why are women, particularly mothers, gravitating toward QAnon?
Well, I think there's two reasons for this. I think the first is that obviously a very important part of the conspiracy theory revolves around protecting children, which is naturally going to appeal more to mothers. But I think there's also something going on with the social media aspect of it as well. Facebook and Instagram have been really, really slow to crack down on QAnon in the same way other social media companies have. And that means that female users tend to dominate, particularly on groups which are around parenting, which there are lots of on Facebook.
Well, why does gender matter then when we are talking about QAnon?
So, to a certain extent, it doesn't matter. The point is it's a conspiracy theory and it's dangerous, and whoever believes in it, we shouldn't really care about. But I do think it is a problem when so many women are getting involved and they don't look threatening necessarily. So people don't really get the danger that this conspiracy theory has, both for politics and culture. QAnon, essentially revolves around punishing your political enemies, which is a list that is always growing. And it's very, very frightening what it does to people when they get sucked into it. People have talked about losing family members to it because they just won't communicate with them anymore. But I think if it continues to gain this soft front of mothers protecting children, then it's going to be a lot harder to take a stand against it.
QAnon did not start on Facebook or Instagram, but it certainly found a home on those mainstream social media platforms. How has this theory evolved on these sites and gained a larger following?
So on Facebook and Instagram, it's merged with other conspiracy theories, particularly during the lockdown era surrounding coronavirus. From my own research, the way I've seen it spread is through anti-vaccination groups, which are really, really large on Facebook, and then to a more general anti-lockdown, anti-COVID measures. They sometimes call themselves COVID skeptics. And as QAnon has passed through those groups, it's kind of encompassed them all into its ideology.
Interesting. Well, you found that QAnon is not only embraced in the U.S. and right-wing circles here, but also in the U.K. Why do you think it has international interest?
I think it speaks to a general pushback against authority that seems to be happening in lots of different countries right now, and a particular pushback against authoritative narratives, against common understandings of science. These aren't exclusive to the US. These are happening in the UK.
Gist of this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many times did this lady say dangerous, right? That this is a dangerous movement.
Yeah. Oh, man. I wonder how much she's paid to say that. That's what I wonder.
I don't know. But just that little snippet that we showed, that's basically what you're going to get if you click on any of those other articles. They're going to say those same things, say even worse things, terrible things about us, about the movement. One article even went so far as to say that most of the followers of this movement are just racist, basically, and this is just our outlet, just terrible things like that, that are, I'm going to say they're baseless, right? What they're saying about us is absolutely baseless. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy what they're saying. And it makes sense though, because they're terrified.
Oh yeah.
For the first time in history,
they're scared for sure.
The world, we've woken up, people are waking up by the hundreds, by the thousands.
All that time we got off for COVID, like really made quite a difference.
It really did.
People,
yeah. Like we said last time.
Like,
thank you for that, because
now they're all researching stuff.
They're researching for themselves, and they're figuring out that, we've been lied to for all this time. So yeah.
Right.
Another thing they're saying, guys, is that the QAnon movement is actually hindering the Save the Children process. And they're saying that child welfare workers are complaining about it because they're saying it's making their job harder. And just all of these, ridiculous things. We already know that the child welfare system is infiltrated, right? We know who's controlling that whole system and what's happening to those children who are being placed in foster care. So the fact that it's hindering their operation, hell yeah. I'm glad it's hindering their operation, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just one other thing I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I wasn't organized about it, and I lost the article. There were so many of them, as you saw. But there was one article specifically that was talking about the fact that, so they've said this repeatedly. What they say is that QAnon followers fantasize, this is their word, fantasize about child sex trafficking. Okay. And they are saying that because we're lost in this fantasy, as they call it, that we are ignoring the real facts of child abuse. And we're ignoring the facts that the majority of reported cases are from somebody that the child knows. Okay. So let's let that sink in. Most of us already know this, right, Joel? We know that most children who are abused, that is reported, are abused by people they know. That means family members, friends, right? It's somebody they know. It's a parent, a step parent, a neighbor, an aunt, uncle, whoever. Okay. So let's just think about that for a second. If we know that there are so many people in this world, and I don't know why, that's a whole different episode, right? As to the why of, why this is happening on this planet, why there's this sickness, where that comes from. I don't really know where that comes from.
Yeah, Kathleen Rogers, Celtic War Era. Welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome.
Yeah, and that news lady, she did sound like a friggin' robot, and that other lady was trying to make QAnon seem like it was some BLM Antifa thing, which it's absolutely not.
Absolutely.
You are so right.
Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. I hate
Sorry. That's probably my fault.
So, okay, what I want us to think about is that is known, okay? We know how many cases there are of these people that know, the children that know their victims, right? So we know there's this sickness that exists, and we know that it's huge, right? There are so many people who are doing this, right? Here on this planet. So why would we not believe that people who have money and power are not doing the same thing? And I mean, these are people who are able to get these kids, right? They're people who are getting these kids from they're kidnapping them. They're getting them from poor countries. They're, desperate parents that are like parents that shouldn't be parents, that should never have been allowed to have children, that kind of thing, like drug addicts and all of that stuff. Why wouldn't that be happening? Just ask yourself. If there's so many people that we know about, just regular people that are doing this to their own family members or friends of their family, why wouldn't these powerful people who have all this money and ways to get these children, why wouldn't they be doing this? Right. So
yeah. Did you want to finish that last Q post there?
What do you mean? I already read that.
Oh, okay.
He never pays attention to what I'm talking about. Like, he probably doesn't even know what I'm talking about right now. Right, Joel?
What?
Oh my God. See what I have to deal with here? He's totally thinking that too. He's like, oh my God, she's never going to stop talking.
I was starting to wonder.
You are in so much trouble.
Got to
in
take
so
the
much
jabs
trouble.
when they're available. All right, so it looks like post 4742 was dropped today at 1:25, and we've got a link to John Solomon's Twitter. It looks like. Let's go check that out. Well, look at that in a minute. First Q says political leaders plus family follow in the kill box with possible ties to sex trafficking. Attacks, barrage by media signify what? Sex trafficking, safeguarding women and children, topics that unite all political factions against a common enemy, faith in humanity, those you were taught to trust the most. Q. So let's go check out that Twitter account there. All right. So here we are. John Solomon says breaking Senate report slams Biden's for conflicts of interest, possible or flags possible criminal activity. GOP-led investigation cites evidence of Burisma bribe, suspicious foreign money transfers, and sex trafficking.
Well, what do you know about that?
Like we did not know. Yeah. Retweet.
Is there
Q sent us. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hi.
How are you?
Do you want me to type?
Oh, no, I just gotta let them know that we're here.
All right.
So did you want to look into this? Because here's something that the media is not reporting on, guys. This right here.
I haven't heard a word about
Have you
this.
guys heard anything?
Not a word on
What have you
any
heard
of
on the
those
news?
outlets.
I mean, I honestly
Has
haven't
anyone
watched
heard?
the news.
Anyone heard anything?
Right? Yeah, anybody?
I do watch it occasionally, so I know what they're talking about. You know, we have to know what they're saying, and they're not saying this, that's for sure.
Hey, welcome T-Rex. Welcome to the show, man.
Hello, hello.
All right, so let's take a look at this, because obviously the news is not going to report about this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
And guys, sorry if this is a little choppy at times. We are still kind of trying to figure all that out and why it's doing that.
You know what? Hold on a second.
Every little,
let me get that
once in a while, it
for
gets kind of choppy. We've noticed that in watching the replay.
Hopefully it's not too choppy for you guys.
Hopefully not.
All right. So what do we got here? So this was uploaded today at 10:09 a.m. by John Solomon. It says a year-long Senate investigation concluded Wednesday that Hunter Biden's efforts to cash in on foreign business deals during his father's vice presidency raised alarm among U.S. government officials, who perceived an ethical conflict of interest and flagged concerns about possible criminal activity ranging from bribery to sex trafficking.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, you're not going to hear anything about that on the news. You know why? I mean, y'all know why.
Yep.
Same people that are running Joe's show are running the news.
But you know, you can only keep stuff like this hidden for so long, right?
Yeah.
It's going to come out.
Absolutely. All right. So let's get back over here. And that was, yep. Okay. So, ooh, here we go. Right here.
All right. So post 4743 from today at 1:32 says once again, crimes against humanity.
Big crimes.
Yep.
So post 4744, which was dropped today at 1:35. It's just a link to, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. So it's the United States Department of Justice. Let me zoom this in here so you guys can see it. Yeah. Mainstream will not say anything. Absolutely not. So what is this? The Justice Department proposed Section 230 legislation. Okay.
Yeah, so it says the legislation also executes President Trump's directive from the executive order on preventing online censorship. So I think this started because of President Trump being fact-checked, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I started looking into all this censorship and
yeah.
So this looks
Who watches the Watchmen?
Exactly.
Who fact checks the fact checkers?
Right, Serene?
Yeah.
We were talking about this
Exactly.
yesterday about
It's true,
the
though.
fact checkers.
It's true. Nobody
Oh my
fact
gosh.
checks the fact checkers because they think they're so smart. That's why they got that title. It was just given to them. They're like, you just got to say you are. You know?
Okay, so this next post 4745 came today at 1:41, and we've seen this one several times. It's that screenshot, Fox News Inspector General report, Hillary Clinton and Foundation crime against children.
Yeah.
Once
you guys
again.
have all seen that.
Once again.
Why is all this coming back up right now? You think something big is on the horizon?
Mm-hmm.
Starting to wonder.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then we got post 4746, which was dropped today, September 23rd, 2020 at 1:46 p.m. Q said, "Let the truth be told. Political spying, illegal in the kill box. Political spying is illegal. Less than 1%. Have faith in humanity, Q." Now, I know some people think that when Q says this, political spying, less than 1%, right?
Like the way I read it at first was that like the illegal portion of that is less than 1%, and the rest of it's just regular, political spying.
No, like
because like that's what they do, right?
What's really
But that's
crazy.
Yeah, when we were talking about this, like it's actually pretty mind-blowing what this is saying.
So when you really look at it, political spying, less than 1%. It's less than 1% of all the crimes that they've committed. Let that sink in, how big this actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It is enormous. Like, that's why Q says bigger than you can possibly imagine. Like, it is big.
Right. And I mean, pretty much the only thing that's completely come out into the spotlight is the political spying.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because of the whole...
They're fighting tooth and toenail
Mueller...
to keep the other stuff in the dark.
Right. So if that is less than 1%, guys, like...
It's going to be a big shocker for a lot of people.
Oh my gosh.
Big
Which
shocker.
brings us to this next post. This is a repost, right, from February 6th. And it says, bigger than you can imagine.
There it is.
More than selling of state secrets, more than selling of U.S. security, more than selling of military tech, more than selling of, what is that? CIA assets, right? More than selling of NSA bulk data collection programs, more than selling of uranium, more than selling of U.S. space, national security programs and positions, more than selling of U.S. aid, more than selling of SAPs, class 1 through 99, crimes against humanity. When you cannot defeat the United States of America by attacking head on, you change tactics and deploy a kill from within internal operation. Financial, economy, military, police, division of citizenry, border collapse, install like-minded leaders in key positions of U.S. government. How many people removed from the FBI had Iranian family backgrounds? The silent war continues.
Bigger than you can imagine.
More than all of that stuff, guys.
Yeah.
It's really hard to wrap your brain around, It's more than all of that.
Yeah. It's a
and I think that
deal.
A lot of us have an idea of how much more.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be even more than that.
So Octavius is talking about Snopes, and they
Snopes.
Fact checkers.
Fact checkers.
Yeah, fact checkers. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I agree. That's actually 100% correct there, Octavius. Let me get this here. Okay, so moving on, we have post 4748, which was dropped at 2:10 p.m. today, September 23rd. We have a link to New York Post.
It's just another article, guys. It's very similar to the one that we already went over, where it's just talking about the links, the reports that are linking Hunter Biden to the trafficking ring, prostitution, all of that stuff. So we'll leave that link for you guys.
Yeah. So Q says, or it looks like, Q says no media coverage. Why? The same people who control the media are the same people who are part of the evil and corrupt system. system of control, crimes against humanity. You are not meant to think for yourself. You are not meant to challenge their power or control. Obey and accept. Illusion of democracy. Illusion of freedom. Why does the media push division? Why does the media incite violence? Why does the media pit race versus race? Why does the media pit religion versus religion? Why does the media pit sex versus sex? Why does the media pit class versus class? Divided you are weak. Okay, this is logical thinking here. Divided you are weak. Divided you fight each other. Divided you pose no threat to their system of control. Unity is strength. Unity is power. Unity is humanity. Controlled media plays a major role in shaping the narratives to keep you powerless, helpless, and asleep or unaware of the truth. Enemy of the people, enemy of humanity. Q. That's big. That is big, big.
One thing I've noticed is that a lot of like conservatives, Republicans, we're not out there fighting. We're not trying to pick fights with people. We're not putting like disrespectful things on social media.
We're putting facts out there.
We're just trying to get facts out.
And that triggers people.
Exactly. And so remember that part in the video that we watched where it said, like the Q people have just stopped talking to their family members. They don't communicate anymore.
What?
That's ridiculous.
Since when?
We have tried to talk to our family members, and it's usually them that get so emotional and crazy with us.
Yes.
That we're just like, okay, let's just not talk about that anymore. It's not like we're like not communicating.
But it kind of seems to dissolve into the fact where when they don't have facts to back stuff up is when they get agitated and start fighting.
Right.
Because your facts are overwhelmingly, you can prove them. You have stuff to back that up.
Right. But then Serena and I were just talking yesterday about that truth lie sandwich, that Des brought up a while back. And, that's what they do, because they'll throw in all of these lies, like so many lies, and then one little piece of truth.
Yeah.
And so then when you try to talk to somebody about it and you bring up something that they lied about and you can prove it, then they're like, but this and this and this. And that part's actually true. And so they don't believe you. And it's so frustrating, like that they did this with the Atlantic article. Joel's like, how long is she going to talk this time? They did it with the Atlantic article because they threw in one little tidbit of truth about what Trump said about McCain. Okay. That was actually true and we know why he said that about McCain. Right?
No name.
So they throw that in.
No name.
And that was what this person I was talking about it with just kept bringing that up. But he said this about so-and-so. And I'm like, yes, but look at all this other stuff that they lied about, So anyway.
All right. Perfect. Let's get on.
So much trouble.
Guys, I'm going to get beat up later.
Yeah. Yep. Maybe right now.
Maybe right now. You might get to see it live on air.
All right. Is this mine?
Yes, this one is yours.
Okay. So it says everyone has a choice to make. That's true. Everyone has a choice to make right now, especially. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Yeah.
And then we have a tweet here. Is this the Dustin Nemos one?
Yes, I believe it is. So hold on a second here. I'm going to set that up for you guys. Yeah, you guys, this is a really interesting one. Kind of want you to watch it here.
Yeah. So this comes from CBS This Morning, and it says followers of conspiracy group QAnon could have a significant influence in the 2020 election. Tonight's episode of 60 Minutes, and it's, I don't know, Quibi? Is that how you say that?
I think it's
Quibbies?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. 60 in 6 gives an inside look at the group. So Lori Segal spoke with leaders of the movement and joins us with more on her reporting. So yeah, let's hear what Lori has to say.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, and she actually interviews Dustin Nemos, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I saw Shady and Matrix on there too.
Oh, were they on there?
Yeah.
Followers of a fast-growing conspiracy group called QAnon could have a significant influence in the upcoming election. QAnon first surfaced back in 2017. Now it maintains that President Trump is leading a war against liberal elites who, according to QAnon, are running a global sex trafficking network, including some very famous people. Now, there is zero evidence, that any of this is true. Tonight's episode of 60 in 6 takes an inside look at QAnon. 60 in 6 features 60-minute style storytelling in episodes that last around 6 minutes or so. It airs on the streaming app Quibi, is produced by CBS News, which is part of a Viacom CBS, an investor in Quibi. 60 and 60 correspondent and founder of Media, Media, that's Lori Siegel, spoke with leaders of the movement.
Dustin Nemos is a part of the QAnon community, and it's also how he makes a living.
This is Dustin Nemos of the Nemos News Network.
Nemos posts on his YouTube channel several times a week, sometimes several times a day.
Should we talk a little bit about COVID
and considers himself a seeker of truth in a fake news world.
COVID is the biggest lie fake news has ever told.
How can you say that when you look at the numbers?
Well, I don't trust the numbers, first of all. In New York, they supposedly had hashtag war zone hospitals. I had friends and audience members going out there with their cell phones saying it's a ghost town. No one's here.
You're talking to someone who is in New York. You're talking to a crew of folks who experienced a lot of this firsthand.
Well, why were the hospitals empty when these people went there?
You saw it on YouTube. We saw it in real life.
We saw it from you. We heard your version. No offense. We don't trust you guys.
As someone who was in New York City at the height of COVID,
Yes.
who had friends in the hospital, I can tell you it just as simply isn't true.
We had whistleblower nurses who went into this and exposed what was happening. Hospitals were actually monetized and incentivized to lie about COVID patients.
What evidence do you have besides online speculation?
There's months now of documented evidence for this.
What kind?
Various articles. The Gateway Pundit and Zero Hedge has
Where?
put out many
What
of them.
kind of article?
Nemos News Network, if you want to go
That's your
search
network.
Absolutely. I've been covering this since the beginning,
because
so
you
I've
guys are
covered every
failing
bit
at
of
your
it.
job.
Yep.
That's why we take it away from you.
More than 200,000 Americans
suck.
have
Why?
died since the pandemic. I know CBS
very
has been
snide.
reporting on these stats and has
excuse me.
knowledge firsthand. So obviously a pretty tense exchange there. You see, we're almost living two different versions of the truth, Gail.
Yeah,
that
I'm curious
again.
about how you kept your face on straight, Lori, but I am wondering, how did they gain so many followers based on all of these false theories?
Yeah, I mean, I think this movement is growing so quickly, and you have this mysterious figure Q who drops these predictions online, and people are really, really following this. And you know, I think it's actually a perfect storm. You have the disenfranchisement of people. You have this pandemic where people are turning online, and then you also have this growing distrust of mainstream
Again, 'cause
media.
you
You
guys
have
suck.
the coining
Why?
of fake
Why?
news. You have
Distrust of
misinformation
mainstream
spreading online, and it really has created a
lying.
perfect storm that's led to Q.
Yeah, it's very frightening. What are some of the main
Very
misconceptions?
frightening.
You know, I think this is something we can't ignore. I've covered internet movements my whole career for the last decade, and this is unlike anything I've ever covered. These aren't just people who are in their mom's basement, right? This is a movement people really find appealing. You know, you have nearly 100 state and congressional candidates that are circulating the messages of Q. 29 have won primaries. Being on the ground, you begin to really understand that people are, you know, looking for some type of leadership, looking for something different. They're almost forming their own political party online. So I really don't think we can ignore this, and I don't think we can ignore how quickly this is spreading.
And when they circulate the messages that you speak of, what are the political implications of that?
I mean, extraordinary implications. When you're on the ground, one of the interesting things, Gail, is when we were in this rally, and it was a pretty intense environment with the media, you know, they're filming you as you're filming them because they distrust the media. But I think the big question is what's going to happen when we head towards the election, and will they accept the results? You know, I actually spoke to a lot of folks inside the rally. Listen to what they said.
President Trump's going to get reelected.
What if he's not reelected?
Oh, he's going to be reelected.
But what if he's not reelected?
If President Trump is not reelected, then that's for the American people to decide if the elections were fair. I think there's going to be a lot of very angry Americans that he wasn't reelected.
It won't happen. The only way it'll happen is with your vote fraud, not their vote fraud. So what happens if he doesn't? Then the military will probably step in.
The question is, will this online movement move offline? And I think that's what a lot of us are wondering, and a lot of experts who are looking at this are wondering, and will they accept results regardless? And I think that's what I really heard on the ground, because one of the things to note about QAnon is Donald Trump is really that guiding force. They look for cues and signs in anything Trump tweets and anything he says, Gail.
And who is Q, Lori? Are you able to figure out who is it?
Who is it,
Male,
Lori?
female
Who's
group?
Q?
Who is this person?
Tell us, please.
Or group?
Right, I had this question. I was like,
Oh, you don't know?
everyone is talking about Q and going on and on about, these predictions that haven't come true. And what's interesting is no one knows who Q is. Q is, and when you go into these groups, a lot of these folks, they don't want to know who Q is, and they're not interested in that. And so Q is this mysterious figure who's posting, and it could be one person, it could be many people who's posting these predictions, and so it's almost, I put it like this, it's almost the gamification of conspiracy theories, where it's like these people believe in doing their own research and looking up their own stuff, and down the rabbit hole of the internet, they can find truth in anything, and they don't know who Q is, nor do they care.
Not anything.
All right,
Not if
Lori,
we go to your
thank you very
channel.
much. You can watch Lori's full story today on.
Oh boy. Oh wow. What are we
Oh
dealing
my
with
gosh.
here?
What word did you call her?
She's snide.
She's very high and mighty.
Very
Very hoity-toity.
Yeah, she's very,
Not like
she's
the
very
word.
hoity-toity.
Yeah, I think that Dustin Nemos did a really good job, though, of like deflecting everything she was saying. He didn't get what?
Octavius just said. So Selkie says, "Thanks for the advertisement. Thanks for the advertisement, CBS. More people now know about Q and will research." Of course, like, these people are dumb. They're so dumb.
Exactly.
And Octavius says it's like they don't understand that they can lose twice. Yes.
Right. And how she was saying, like, what did she say? Oh my gosh, she said so many stupid things. Like, she made it sound like, we're gonna like just start like going crazy and rioting and being violent, and all this stuff. And yeah, nobody said that. Yeah. Nobody said that. He said the military will step in.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have to do anything. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right. So where were we here?
I don't know.
What was this? Oh, we already read that.
Yeah.
Let me get this back up here for you guys. Back to the posts. Okay, so that was what we just watched there.
I think we're on 4750 from today at 3:03.
Okay, so
PM.
PM.
The first one was at 3:03 a.m. this morning.
Yes. All right.
Joel looks confused.
I am confused. I'm just trying to get my bearings.
The first post that we looked at was 3:03.
All right. So Q says, who controls wields significant influence regarding the Clinton Democratic Party? We have a link to WikiLeaks. Let's get there. So the Hillary Clinton email archive. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, they're talking about
Lona
George Soros
to Hillary Clinton, March 4th, 2012.
It says, I would like to see George Soros, who may have asked for an appointment. Jeff Skoll, who runs the Skoll conference at Oxford, I haven't attended. Jan Piercy knows how to reach him. And then the response was, yes, on Soros. Jeff is here, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, interesting. And then we got another one. Some more emails.
Oh, whoa, this is a long one.
Yeah, this is a long one.
Below message is from George Soros for the secretary. Understand his organization was sending through other channels as well.
Dear Hillary, a serious situation has arisen in Albania, which needs... Sorry, I won't do that.
Okay, so that reminds me of the movie we just watched.
Yeah, we just watched a movie called...
Des recommended the movie Wag the Dog from like 97 or something. And so we watched that last night. And this sounds exactly like the plot line of that movie.
They were talking about starting a war with Albania.
With Albania. Like, that's weird.
Just like on television, not in real life. Yeah. So a serious situation has arisen in Albania, which needs urgent attention at senior levels of U.S. government. You may know that an opposition demonstration in Tirana on Friday resulted in the deaths of 3 people and the destruction of property. There are serious concerns about further unrest connected to a counter demonstration to be organized by the governing party on Wednesday and a follow-up event by the opposition 2 days later to memorialize the victims. The prospect of tens of thousands of people entering the streets in an already inflamed political environment bodes ill for the return of public order and the country's fragile democratic process.
I believe two things need to be done urgently. One, bring the full weight of the international community to bear on Prime Minister Berisha and opposition leader Edi Rama to forestall further public demonstrations and to tone down public pronouncements. Two, appoint a senior European official as a mediator. While I'm concerned about the rhetoric being used by both sides, I am particularly worried about the actions of the Prime Minister. There's videotape of National Guard members firing on demonstrators from the roof of the Prime Ministry. Let's see. The prosecutor appointed by the Democratic Party has issued arrest warrants for the individuals in question. The Prime Minister had previously accused the opposition of intentionally murdering these activists as a provocation. Let's see. The demonstration resulted from opposition protests over the conduct of parliamentary elections in 2009. The political environment has deteriorated ever since and is now approaching levels of 1997. That's weird because that is literally the date I just said.
Yeah, I know that movie came
Like a
out in
movie.
97.
Is this a movie? What's happening?
We're watching
here?
a movie, guys.
What? Okay.
When similar issues.
Why Albania?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm like really tripped out right now. Sorry.
So when similar issues cause the country to slide into anarchy and violence, there are signs that Edi Rama's control of his own people is slipping, which may lead to further violence. The US and the EU must work in complete harmony over this, but given Albania's European aspirations, the European Union must take that lead. That is why I suggest appointing a mediator such as Carl Bildt, Marty Atsahari or whatever, and Miroslav Lajak, all of whom have strong connections to the Balkans. My foundation in Tirana is monitoring the situation closely and can provide independent analysis of the crisis. Thank you, George Soros.
So for anyone who hasn't seen that movie that we're just referencing, basically, in order to cover up the pedophilia by the president of the United States in the movie, his whole team comes up with this. They basically just create a war
with Albania.
They just randomly pick Albania because why not?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, they go all out, and I couldn't even believe that they had this capability in 1997 to, they would just like create footage like it was this big production. They got a Hollywood producer played by Dustin Hoffman, and he, just created this whole war in Hollywood, and they presented it to the public as truth, as fact. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked out that old school movie, definitely worth watching. Thank you, Des, for the recommendation. It's just really weird that we literally watched that last night and then just read that.
Yeah. Who wields significant influence regarding the Hussein Democratic Party? And we got another WikiLeaks link here. Oh, okay.
So this is Tahuma, blah, blah, blah. Let's see.
Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada.
I say that a lot. I haven't said like as much this episode, though.
Like, are you
Have
sure?
you noticed that? Have I? Like, I don't know. Sorry, guys. I try not to.
Well, let's see here. The Hungarian-American financier was speaking to a small side gathering of donors who convened in Washington, D.C. for the annual blah, blah, blah. I'm just wanting to see what Soros' comment gave. Yep. Where was it? I just saw it.
Something about dissatisfaction with the White House. It's really long.
Yeah, okay, that's the end of it. But I wanted to see.
Let's see. Wait, I see. But by and large, no. The donor base felt their investment had been wise, with Democrats regaining control of the White House and padding their majorities in Congress.
Mr. Soros fully supports the president as the leader of the Democratic Party, said Vachon. He was not suggesting that we seek another candidate for 2012. His comments were made in private, informal conversation that was about the need for unclassified U.S. Department of State case number F2016-07895, document number C06131634, date 11/3/2016. Interesting.
11-3. There's 11-3 again.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so Q goes on to say, different factions of foreign, primary in the kill box, control who paid Hussein's Harvard law degree, who financed Hussein's political life, who is Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, why are Hussein's school records under seal, competing factions, each with a horse in the race in the kill box, seeking direct White House control, plus U.S. military, plus trillions overseas transfers of U.S. taxpayer funds, all working together, coordinated, infiltration, not invasion, VJ-HA, or underscore HA.
Huma is HA.
Yeah, Huma Abedin, and that other guy we just read.
The name, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
What happens to U.S. taxpayer funds transferred overseas under guise of aid, MIL, climate, etc.? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. U.S. taxpayers funding the destruction of America? Ooh, Q.
Not cool.
Yeah, not cool.
So I'm
not cool.
Guessing by all of those WikiLeaks that the answer to those questions was George Soros. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Who paid for Hussein's Harvard law degree, all of that stuff. Yeah. Okay. So this one we have a graphic. So this is post 4751. This is from 3:12 p.m. And it says 4 families, 3 generations.
Oh, I can blow that up real quick.
That would be good.
Hey, welcome to the show, Richard. Glad to see you here, bud.
Welcome. Hello, hello.
Thank you for being here. All right. So let's get this blown up a little bit so you guys can actually see what we're looking at here.
So we've got these 4 families. So we've got Brown, Pelosi, Newsom, and Getty. And so this kind of just shows us how these families are all interconnected, basically. And Q says system of control. So
yeah, look at that. So Pat Brown, governor, Jerry Brown, governor, John Pelosi's kids, Nancy and Ron, I assume Paul, his husband. Then we got William Newsom, Gavin Newsom, and then the kids, spouse, and then John Paul Getty, Gordon.
Yeah, so the Newsoms, it says informally adopt Gordon. So Gordon wise, let's see. Is Gordon over there?
And then it looks like, yeah.
This is a little confusing, I'm not gonna lie. As judge, helps change trust law to benefit Gordon. Retires, administers Gordon's trust.
Oh, wait a minute.
So wait. Getty's informally adopt
Newsom's
Gavin.
Informally adopt Gordon, then Getty's.
So wait, Gordon is a Getty, but he's informally adopted by the Newsoms, and then Gavin, who's a Newsom, is informally adopted by.
No, I think it's
the Gettys.
I don't know.
Sorry, guys,
this is
I'm
kind
totally
of a weird
misreading.
read
It's
here.
very weird.
It looks like it goes like this. So from Gavin to Gordon to back here. I don't know. That's weird.
What?
That's a weird triangle of weirdness right there.
Yeah, it's actually more of a rectangle with some triangles and like, yeah.
Nope,
With
still see a rectangle.
With some intersecting lines.
Yeah,
Let's just
interesting.
say.
Yeah, system of control. Yeah. So as long as they always keep it in their family,
right? Yeah,
they're the only ones who are ever going to be wealthy,
and
corrupt, but wealthy,
in power,
and in power. Yeah. So
poor California.
Yeah.
But they're on their way out. So yeah.
So moving on to post 4752, it was dropped September 23rd, 2020 at 3:13 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a screenshot of John Solomon's Twitter account. Yeah, it got restricted earlier today, and I'm not sure if it's back online yet. I haven't checked. Well, actually, I guess we just did when we went to his Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was restricted earlier. which was interesting.
All right, so post 4753 is from 3:32 p.m. and it is a tweet from President Trump back in December of 2015 when he said, "Dopey Prince Alwali Talal wants to control our U.S. politicians with daddy's money. Can't do it when I get elected." Yep.
Exactly. And then the last one for the day so far, it looks like this dropped just a little bit ago, actually.
Yeah, at 8:03.
Yeah. So we've got a link to a Twitter account, but first Q says the world is waking up. Virus or election? We all know it's about the election.
Yep.
Let's go check out that Twitter account. So this goes to Laura Ingram, goes to her Twitter account. She says, President needs to say this in every speech. We know CNN and MSNBC will not tell you this COVID truth. And looks like she was retweeting Adam Creighton, who said the U.S. government last week updated the survival rates, immediate example of infected for COVID-19.
Well, look
so
at
look,
that, guys.
0 to 19 years of age, 99.997% survival rate. 20 to 49, 99.98% survival rate. 50 to 69, 99.5% survival rate. And here's something crazy. 70 plus still has a 94.6% chance of surviving this. So if they just had coronavirus, it'd be like, oh, what was that? Okay, we're done. Let's go.
Right, but they're going to continue to say that, you know, Trump is the cause of this massive death toll of over 200,000 people in America and all of this stuff. You know, I mean, they're so full of it. You know, we can see it right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Very crazy. Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to do it for this one, right? I think we pretty much got it.
I think so.
Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about, Carrie?
No, just check out our Q shirts, guys.
Oh yeah. We'll leave our Teespring account down there. If you guys want to help us out at all monetarily, you can go check out our Teespring account. Get yourself a gold Q shirt.
Right. And we actually got a request from a couple subscribers who asked us to put in like a PayPal or Venmo or something like that. So we're going to try to figure that out because they told us that they don't really want a shirt or any of that stuff, but they want to help support us, which I thought was so cool.
That's thoughtful.
So yeah, we'll try to figure out how to do that, guys. And we'll put that in there.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to show your support, but you don't really want to buy any Gold Q merchandise, which, you know, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can we end on Does This Song?
You know what? I think we can. Let me try to find it here. Okay. Let me try that.
All
right. So.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the show. I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy out there. And we just want to let you know how much we love you and we love your support. And we're so grateful for you. And just grateful that we're all here, you know, watching this movie
so
unfold together.
If you are new here, if you're enjoying our content, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, toggle the little notification bell so you're notified when we go live or when we put out new videos. And as always, Patriots and Ons and digital soldiers, please do not forget, and proud deplorables, where we go one, we go all.
Love you, Patriots.
Guys, love you
Good night,
much.
guys.
See
God
ya.
bless.